Now what we've done throughout this course is look at the different components of what social media marketing is all about, and then examine each of them to understand the key challenges, the key success factors, the best practices that we observe across the world, and things like that. Now, based on this knowledge, people in different stages of their career can benefit in different ways. So what we'll talk about today is understand what kind of careers are available to us in the world of social media, and what the career prospects are, what a life as a social media professional may look like. And I'll begin by asking Anupam about that, and we'll begin by talking about the people at the very beginning of their careers. So Anupam, can you tell me what you think about the career prospects for people just about to start out in the world of social media?
Yeah, I mean, if you do a simple search on any job site in India, you'll find that at any point in time, about 5,000 social media jobs are available. And at least 50% of them are for 2 to 3 years kind of work experience requirement. So there's a fairly high volume of jobs at entry level marketing positions when they're looking at social media marketing. The locations where social media marketing jobs are hot are the usual suspects. Delhi, Gurgaon, NCR sort of region is big. Mumbai is big. Bangalore is big. These are the three big digital or social media hubs when it comes to professions. But then it's not restricted to just these three cities. So you're looking at the other metros like Kolkata, Chennai, Ahmedabad, Pune, Hyderabad. They're all big. Even smaller towns like Indore, Trivandrum, Kochi, places like these, Chandigarh, there are social media jobs available in all these locations as well. In terms of what kind of companies are hiring, you see a healthy mix of digital agencies as well as brands and businesses. So what it's showing is that obviously large companies and large brands are looking for social media professionals, both in-house as well as outsourced, and that's where digital agencies and advertising agencies are coming in, because they need to hire social media professionals for the marketing campaigns that they run for their clients. Also, a lot of small to medium scale enterprises are looking for social media professionals, and a lot of digital, like online startups, because for online, the major marketing focus is digital and social media, and they are building their marketing teams purely around digital and social media skills. So jobs available everywhere. Wherever there is a product or service that needs to be marketed, a social media or digital marketing professional is required.
But what sort of positions are these for? What kind of roles do these people get?
In terms of the work that they do, we've already spoken about during the course that especially when you join at an entry level and you're actually responsible for the frontline social media marketing, a lot of the job is really making sure that the brand is present on social media, is engaging with the community and day-to-day activities. And the titles, if you look at job titles, they're basically social media executives or social media. Nowadays there's a trend where you come up with fancy titles like social media rock star or social media evangelist and stuff like that. But without bothering about the job titles, essentially your job is to make sure that your brand is present and engaging the community on social media. But then you look at people with 5 or 6 years experience in marketing, in different functions of marketing, who are also becoming sort of social media specialists, and their job titles range from social media managers or community managers, where they are actually handling maybe 1 or 2 people plus an agency and delivering on social media. So job titles are plenty. People are coming up with new ones every day, but the main role is to make sure that your brand is actually marketed properly to the target audience on different social media channels. There's a demand for people with no experience because they don't come with preconceived notions of marketing. Because as we've seen, social media marketing, the rules are totally different from conventional brand marketing, especially for things that can go viral. And there, not having any preconceived ideas and notions of marketing is a lot useful to brands.
So that would mean that if you are already in, let's say traditional marketing functions, you do need to kind of readjust or reskill to really be attractive to the social. Okay, so next, the $1 million question. About $1 million. Are these jobs paying well?
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
There was a time, maybe 4 5 years ago, when neither these jobs nor agencies were charging too much money for this kind of work. But then it's changing a lot. Now we are seeing that graduates with no experience could get paid more than conventional marketing positions. This is especially true for new age companies, new media companies, the online startups. They are looking for like vice president digital marketing or vice president social media marketing sort of positions are being opened out, where the salaries are competitive or better than conventional marketing. Yeah.
So you mentioned some senior positions in the social media field. Can you also explain about the type of career in a long run that one can expect to have in the social media field?
Look, I think one thing we need to realize and always be aware of is that it's a nascent field. It's just about come up, and in the last 6 7 years, we've already seen it go from one college graduate who looks kind of funky and who does something that nobody actually understands, to a position where this has become important enough for everyone to be looking at, and there are actually people who call themselves social media professionals. What we are seeing is that startups are looking for senior management professionals in social media, and that's going to continue and move towards a more organized setup. Conventional companies will have middle to senior management, so general management, vice president level positions focusing on social media. Eventually, we could have CEOs of marketing companies with experience and specialization primarily in social media marketing.
So we're talking about a marketplace with lots of jobs, good money, great prospects for the future. Basically, a good time to be a social media marketing professional. Then, any other strong trends that you've observed?
Actually, it's a great time to be a social media marketing professional because the demand is great, supply isn't that great. So, you guys are on the right track. A couple of trends that immediately come to mind is that there is already scope for super specialization in social media. So where earlier there was one guy who was a social media marketing manager and then he became a community manager, today there's super specialization like social media analysts, social media advertising planners, social media campaign managers. So there's a super specialization happening even within the social media team.
Yeah.
The other is there is a requirement for people skilled and specialized in other areas in social media teams, like data scientists, for instance. We talked about that there's so much data that social media is generating that data scientists are being used. Also, technical professionals like UI, UX from a social media perspective, technical knowledge like PHP and Node.js that's being used in social media platforms and to create social media apps. A lot of the campaigns are driven by apps on Facebook and stuff. So techies with knowledge in that are required.
iOS, Android developers.
Yeah, exactly. So there's requirement for super specialized social media professionals as well as those who have specialized in other areas being used in social media teams.
Yeah, another big bracket there I can think of is the content creators, and people specializing in animation, video, art, the works. And with more social platforms coming in, the kind of content creators the scope for them will keep improving. So essentially, it's going to pay not just people who are into marketing, but also people who are very artistic and talent or technical, as you mentioned.
Yeah, so I think this is the best time ever for content creators because you could be sitting in your house with a camera and an editing setup, and you could be creating YouTube videos for brands like a lot of people have been doing now. Yeah.
Okay, so what I take away from all of this is, all in all, if you're thinking about making a career in social media, you're thinking right.
Yep, absolutely.